I've had enough. I mean, this organisation, up to here with their crap, the stuff that we don't get supported on is just, I mean, I haven't got enough pieces of paper to write them down, and the things that they support us on actually undermine us. I mean, those blackberries that they're giving us, that it's meant to be support, that is just massively increasing the stress, the workload, the whole lot. I'm just fed up. I mean, you just have to do the comparison on what they get up there in bloody la-la land and what we're doing down here on the ground. I mean, I find it incredible, just incredible. I mean, you must find the same thing. It's just outrageous what goes on in this place. And time again, we ask for support and we're just told that we have to deal with it. Like, you know, that is not the way to run an organisation. You cannot have an organisation that's functioning. Look at the turnover in this place at the moment. People are leaving all over the place. And why wouldn't you? Why would you hang around in a place that doesn't give you that support?
This is, you know, really, it looks like it's sort of, you're up to pussy's.
Absolutely. But it's not just me. I mean, there's plenty of people who'll tell you this same story. I mean, you must feel it too, surely.
I'm interested in you. This is your supervision session. So I can see that you're very upset and you're very angry about what you see as lack of support and a distance.
It is a distance, and it's not what I see, it's true. It's not a perception, it's true. I feel it every day. I experience the lack of support. I experience the duplicity of this organisation, the way it treats different people. And that is getting worse. I've been here for 5 years and I have never seen it the way that it is at the moment.
Just let me stop you for a second. I can see that you've got a lot of stuff that's getting to you. But I think what I'm hearing at the moment is sort of a generalised kind of complaint. I'm wondering what's at the bottom of this. What exactly is it that you're not getting support on that you think you should? What are the specifics?
Okay, well, I mentioned before about the blackberries, right?
Yeah.
The blackberries, it's going on and on. This thing of, well, we'll support you in your workload, right? They give us that, and that actually means that we're working till 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. So, I mean, do you know how much sleep I get? I'm getting like 5 hours sleep. Sometimes that BlackBerry goes off at 3 in the morning.
I know.
There's some sicko who's sending me a message about work that's got to be done the next day. It's just crazy. It's the workload. Yes. It's the workload. There is way too much work.
So that's the bottom of it. Is that the bottom of it, Steve?
Yeah, and they don't support us on it.
You just feel like you've got ridiculous amount of work to do.
Absolutely.
So what is it that makes you feel you have to have your BlackBerry on in the middle of the night? What is it that's happening there?
If you don't have your BlackBerry on, you don't stay connected to everybody else who's got their BlackBerry on, right? And so you're going to miss out. They'll say, I sent you that message last night. No, I was asleep at the time, actually. So you have it on. I mean, I have it on because I feel like I'm going to let someone down. That's what's going to happen. The next day I'll get up and I'll say, have you done that job? And I'll say, what job?
But it is you you've got your finger on the button for the BlackBerry.
Absolutely.
And it sounds like you don't turn it off at night because you feel this overwhelming pressure that if you don't...
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep, it's huge.
Yes. And it's a bit like if everybody's got their BlackBerry on, then somebody's send you a message at 3 o'clock, so you hear it at 3 o'clock, and it sounds like it's a vicious circle too, isn't it?
It is. Because other managers have got them on.
Yes.
You know, that's the thing.
Well, other managers are not here. You're the one that's here. So we've got to work out what can you do about this? Because in a sense, we're talking all about other people, but you're the one sitting there.
Yeah, I know. I can hear my own anger, and I know I'm ranting, but
look,
it's...
you're angry, but we've got to bring this back to you, because what can you do to change things around you?
Well, I've been asking myself that question. That's one of the reasons why I stay awake at night. I think about the things that I could potentially do. Just using a BlackBerry as an example, I could turn it off at night. But as soon as I turn it off, I get anxious. If I decide to come in later, like at 8 o'clock instead of 7, anxious. I just don't want the anxiety. I'd rather just, you know, be on more. But of course, that's not good. I can feel.
Well, and also it's making you angry.
Yes.
So it's not as if you're doing it like a martyr and kind of happily rocking up at, you know, 6 o'clock in the morning to work. You're angry about
Absolutely.
this. So that tells us...
Because I feel like the organisation is not supporting us in that. They're not providing us with some way, you know.
But of course, who is the organisation is the question, isn't it? You know how we talk about the organisation as if it was an entity with arms and legs. You know, we're the organisation. You're the organisation. I'm the organisation. And if I'm not supporting you as your manager, then that's fair enough. Good for our conversation. You've got every right to speak to me about that. But what I'm hearing is this generalised anger at the organisation. And that's very hard to catch. And I have to bring it back to you and what you can do. But I am hearing how awful it is for you. As you said, if you do turn using the blackberry as an example, or going home at 5 o'clock, or coming in a bit later, or whatever, you feel bad about that.
Yeah, I do, and I've got to be honest, I don't. It's almost like it's got to the point where I don't feel like that's an option. Like there's part of me that knows that that's the logical thing to do. To actually bring it back to protect, that time that could be for other things. I know about life balance. I'm not an idiot. But what has happened, it's got to such a point, and I've got such a sense of expectation and a sense of not wanting to let other people down in the organisation that, I just don't know what to do.
We're going to have to do something about it though, aren't we? Because it isn't okay. And as your manager, I want to support you, but I need to be able to support you with specific things, not the whole thing. And I'm wondering how I might do that. What do you think we can do in our supervision sessions that might shift this? Because it's almost like there it is, this vicious circle, isn't it? And other people are on the treadmill. Yes. That's true. But in a sense, they've got to work. We can't make everybody else change their behaviour. We can only change our own. So what can we do to help you get off that treadmill? What can I do? What can you do? Because we've got to do something.
Well, obviously part of the expectation, and I know I'm putting it on myself, but part of it is a sense of responsibility I have to you to make sure I don't let you down. And so even saying...
You won't be letting me down if you don't answer your BlackBerry at 3 o'clock in the morning. Because I'm not going to be sending you a message at 3 o'clock in the morning.
So do you turn your BlackBerry off?
Yes.
What time do you turn it off?
If I'm not on a call, I turn it off when I leave work.
When you leave work?
Yeah. Well, no, there are times when I've got a crisis on, I will leave it on.
So I have it on all the time. I never turn it off. I just have it plugged into the charger and it's on.
Yeah. I think a lot of people do the same thing.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people do, because I get those emails.
And you get emails at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yes. And I have heard that before.
It's not just about the BlackBerry, obviously. But that feeds into everything,
There's some kind of cycle going on.
Yeah. Maybe I could just start with that though. I feel like I just need to make one
thing.
One thing, and that might actually help to shift it. But I've been terrified of just turning it off.
It's almost like an addiction, isn't it? An organisational addiction. Yeah. So what are you saying? You'll turn it off when you go to bed?
Yes, I'll make that commitment.
Good.
Yes. That'll mean I'll have to go to bed before midnight though, because actually that doesn't make it very helpful. So.
Yes, well maybe you start with turning it off before you go to bed, and then you can move on to turning it off when you go to work. Let's talk about it again next time.
Okay.
Because it's awful to see you in such a state like this.
I do feel better actually having spoken about it.
Good. Then let's keep talking.